Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Celebration Sunday. Shall we begin today by standing as we're able and singing together?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome here to First Unitarian Church. We're a multi-generational community that strives to put love at the center. Welcome here once again, whether you're here for the very first time or you've been here for a long time. Here we work together to build the beloved community. So it's so good to be with you today. This is a special Sunday in the life of the church. We call this Celebration Sunday when we celebrate the financial gifts that help this church fulfill its mission. Now, I know some of you are new. I met you as you came in this morning. And if you're saying, oh, maybe this wasn't the best day to be here for the first time, know that we very much welcome you. We welcome your giving, but we don't expect a gift today. We want you to just enjoy this wonderful service. And we very much invite you to a special social afterwards. We're having a super Sunday today. I believe 3 kinds of soup and ice cream treats. So come right after the service downstairs in Fuller Hall and join us for this special celebration. So let's begin our time today and welcome those online for sure. Welcome, and let's take a moment to greet one another, whether we're online or here in person. Let's greet our neighbors. Bodan is our chalice lighter today. We are Unitarian Universalists. We light this chalice in faith, in hope, and in love.
Our call to worship is by Richard Gilbert, a touchstone for me about our shared ministry. Welcome to the circle of caring. Welcome to the community of gentleness, of justice, and of love. Here you shall be refreshed. Let the healing power of this people penetrate you. Let loving joy and kindness flow through you, and may peace be the law of all of our hearts. For in this human circle, caring is a calling. All of us are called. Welcome to the circle of caring. And now for an update on our reverse offering.
Good morning. Okay, are you excited? Good answer. Today, I have a story about how our church community has been weaving generosity. So during our October 26th service, each child and youth got 5 magical dollars. And not just to spend in any old way. This $5 bill was to make some form of caring and loving magic in the world. Well, I have some really beautiful stories to tell. Nevin, who illustrated this, shared, with my $5, I bought snap peas and strawberries for a kid who didn't have enough food this month. Rowan wrote, I was waiting in a long line at the church Halloween party the day of our reverse offering for Build-A-Beast. I watched the artist paint a lot of beasts. I like art, so I wanted to give my $5 to the artist. Parent M shared, on behalf of their family, Roe gave his to the Oregon Food Bank. We tied it into conversations we had already started about the shutdown and SNAP benefits. We were already going to donate something modest, but with Roe on board, we stretched it up to 100 to make a more memorable lesson and give until it pinched a bit. Kaya tells this story. With my $5, I donated to Princess, a 3-month-old Doberman, through the Oregon Humane Society. She is very shy and picky, but she gives very much love with a big, loving heart and 30.8-pound body. When I heard that we would get $5 to do something good, I knew right away that I needed to give it to an animal. And a very fun update is that the next day, Princess was adopted. Yeah. Irene and Elliot supported groceries for Latino neighbors in their Hillsborough community who have gone into hiding due to the heavy ICE presence. Their mom, Laura, wrote, despite their legal presence, they are still at risk for detainment, solely because of their skin color and the whims of our government. Our $10 covered apples and milk. I know a lot of you participated too. If you are here today and you received 5 magical dollars and you used it to do something kind, would you just stand up so that we can applaud you? Thank you. Lots of folks in the balcony up there. Thank you, everyone. And for those of you who are generous in other ways at other times, we appreciate that too, because that also helps us to weave a loving, caring story of magic.
Good morning again. So for this month's teaching of a song, we thought in the spirit of Celebration Sunday, we'd have a little throwback to years and years ago during the Slagers era here at the church. A really fabulous song called Now Let Us Sing. And here's what we're going to do. I'd like to teach it to you without the music up on the screen here. This song is in two parts. The choir is going to help me here, and we're going to start with the lower of the two parts. So if you have a lower voice, this might be for you. Joe, can I have an A flat? Choir, will you sing with me? We're going to sing this through a couple times. When you pick it up, join us. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Let us sing to the power of the faith with. Now let us sing. Just do it again. Sing, sing, sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the. One more time. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the faith. Good, 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 good. And you'll notice we're changing a couple words here, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, there's a top line, part 1, that we have to sing here. And so the choir, will you join me on part 1? Again, take a listen and pick it up when you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the faith with. Now let us sing. Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the faith within. Good, 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 good. So far, so good? Great. So this happens both parts at the same time. There's 4 verses of this. You notice up here at the top, if you look on the screen, you'll see at the bottom of part 1 and part 2, there's that underlined text. Each verse, one word is going to change here. Verse number 1 is the power of the faith within. Verse 2 is the hope. Verse 3 is the love. Verse 4 is the joy. Will you try this with me? Will you join us? 1, 2, and a 1, 2. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice. Be not afraid. Sing to the power of the faith within. Now let us sing to the power of the hope within. Sing to the power of the hope within. Lift up your voice. Be not afraid. Sing to the power of the hope within. Now let us sing about the love of the love within. Sing to the power of the love within. Lift up your voice. Be not afraid. Sing to the power of the love. Once more, let us sing of the joy within. Sing to the power of the joy within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the hope within. Great. Stay. Now, everyone, we're going to sing the first 2 verses of this song again to send our kids and our families out. If you are a new family, please find your way back to the lobby or follow the other people out. We'd love to have you be a part of us today. Here's verses 1 and 2. One more time. 1, 2, and here we go. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice. both of the anthems that the choir will be offering today in our last week of the month of story explore story in maybe perhaps a different way. This one is less of once upon a time, this happened, and everyone lived happily ever after. But these two anthems ask us questions. This first piece, To Sit and Dream by Rosephine Powell, if you see the text by Langston Hughes in the screens in front of you, to sit and dream, to sit and to read, to sit and to learn about the world. I reach out my hand to you, unfettered and free, all you who are dreamers too, help me make our world anew. You'll hear the contemplation and the uncertainty in this, but I hope it makes you question, it makes you wonder what stories have already been told and what stories are yet to be told. And our second piece that you'll hear later in the service, Crossing the Bar, very, very famous text by Gwyneth Walker. And this piece talks about when we don't have all the answers to the questions that we pose. What do we do? How do we respond? And how do we go through life knowing we might not have all the answers? Thank you.
So we begin with a video now, a Weaving Threads of Generosity video that was created this week with some of the families here in our congregation. What are some of the reasons that you participate in our community?
I love the sermons and I love the music, but the place where I really participate and feel my deepest sense of belonging is in the learning community. And there are a couple of reasons for that. One is just the joy it brings me to be with the children. And I have 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds, so then I get to watch them grow up in the church. And the second reason is I very much appreciate that there is a place where children can grow up with a liberal religious tradition where they can formulate their own thoughts and ideas and become who they are meant to be.
I live pretty far from family members. They're across states, so being able to make friendships with various, generations and feeling that closeness as the church community and family is really nice when you don't live close to family.
It's probably one of the safest places I feel as a family and as a couple outside of our home. And so that's a big piece now. And it's changed over the years, but I think that's a big piece for me right now.
I would echo the safeness and just being very affirming and celebrating all different aspects of families and the underlying connection of just that unity of humanness, like truly meaning all when we talk about people. This is one of the first experiences with various churches growing up where I've really felt the all and the love and that aspect of unity. So it's always a good grounding, recentering amidst messages of division to come back to unity and love.
It brought me close to my family and a lot of my good friends at church, because if it weren't for church, I probably wouldn't have a lot of my friends, because a lot of them are at church.
I really like the community. It's super nice.
Can you share a memorable moment or a short anecdote about when you felt connected to our community?
Let's go first.
Pancakes.
That's her favorite answer.
Favorite
She
answer
likes
is pancakes.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, you want to go first?
Pancake Sunday. Pancake Sunday.
Sunday is.
Should donate just for Pancake Sunday.
So very recently we were meeting and we were talking about the house building that happens with the kindergarten group. And now the youth are being invited to kind of help in that process. And so it brought back the memory for me of when my kids, when we brought in cardboard boxes and we painted and we built those little villages, and the kindergarten group in particular was such a memorable year for us. So much happens in that group and it's such a wonderful kind of connected time. And so that sparked this kind of continuity memory for me of when we were in it, and now we're older and we're getting engaged to help in it. And so that kind of lifespan was a kind of a special memory for me.
For me, the most memorable moments, it's an annual moment, the winter solstice service, which I connect with as a Unitarian, but also just it causes me to stop and think about the end of this year, the beginning of the new year, and how to stay connected in a way that meets my beliefs.
Why do you think it's important for people to support our community, to give to our community?
Because without all of us giving our time and talent and treasure, we can't do all the amazing things that we do as a congregation.
And I have a lot of confidence in the stewardship at the church too. I think there's a lot of places to give. And just the level of accountability and oversight and where the funds are going and what that looks like, I feel confident giving money to the church, and all the things that the church is doing, I believe in.
I think that it's a responsibility and a privilege to be able to carry on what obviously people have been doing for generations before us. That every time we're in church, we know that someone contributed to that for us, and they didn't know us, they didn't know that we would be there, but they were hoping that we would be there. And so now it's our turn.
And special thanks to David Sneddon, who is my co-weaver of that film. I would like to invite Dave Hoffman and Mabsy Walters, our campaign co-chairs for 2026, to come forward. And while they're walking up, many thanks to Dev and Mindy, to Jennifer, Joshua, Willow, and Sam, and Faith and Candace and Kaya for participating in the video. And kind of fun, we'll be celebrating Faith and Candace's wedding in Elliott Chapel next month, so that is exciting. And I couldn't fit everything, or it would be a half an hour, but it was so good. I'm gonna maybe put most of the videos online that you can watch a less edited version. So thank you all. There are so many people who have participated in the campaign so far. In addition to Dave and Mabsy, we've had Dev Dion and Leslie Pohl-Cosbo as core volunteers of our stewardship team, who've been working with me and Reverend Tom and Catherine Esty and Aaron Tafuri and Isabella Utrecht on the staff. To all of them and all of our Celebration Sunday volunteers and all of the callers and everyone who pledged before you were called and got to say, I'm so glad to hear your voice, I don't need to talk to you today. Thank you for helping to bring us this far and for working with us to get the rest of the way.
I just want to add a thank you to all the volunteers and all of you who have already pledged. It makes our job feel good.
Now I'm here to deliver great news and challenging news at the same time. The great news is that the dollar-wise, we're ahead of where we were last year on Celebration Sunday with a total of $1,182,000 so far. So give yourself a round of applause. Thank you very much. The challenging news is that we don't move the needle further north. That will mean painful cuts in the coming year. In a year where we've already had some painful cuts because of losing half of our rental income from Northwest Academy. So I want you to think about that. If you've already pledged, maybe there's just a little bit more you can pledge. And if you haven't pledged, please consider pledging. Good news, we have 2 opportunities to help us grow and close this campaign, but we still need to raise $293,000.
First, thank you again to everyone who has made a pledge of support. We have made it to 80% of the way to our goal as of this morning, the public phase of the campaign. And I saw some envelopes out there on the pledge table already this morning, and I'm guessing that the total is rising as we speak. And if you haven't given yet to the campaign, you'll have a chance to pledge online or to fill out a pledge form after the service at our table in the lobby, which will be down in Fuller following the service. And second, we all have an opportunity to add a one-time gift to the campaign for 2026, Weaving Threads of Generosity today, as it is our dedicated offering this morning. You can give now to the offering as a boost to what you've pledged or what you plan to pledge, which won't affect your pledge amount, so feel free to do so, and thank you if you do. And if you're not ready to be a pledger yet, this might be a way to contribute to the operations for the year to come.
The screen above has 2 QR codes and the tinyurl.com links, one for the offering towards 2026 and one to make your pledge now. And anything that comes in online through PayPal will go towards our campaign as well. Thank you for joining all of us and giving generously, and enjoy the rest of the service. And I hope to see you downstairs to enjoy our super duper celebration. Thank you.
I want to say one more thing. Mabsy is a longtime member of this congregation. So many people know her. Dave is here 2 years, and I want you to know something about Dave Hoffman. When we ran out of soup a few weeks ago, which is a great problem to have, isn't it, folks? Dave said, "That's okay, I'll make 10 times more." That's a little about who Dave is.
Every Sunday, we make space in our service to share the concerns of our community life together. We are a caring community, and pastoral care is available through our ministers and through our lay ministers. Each week, you can light a candle of intention. We have candles down in front here in the sanctuary, in the balcony, and in our side galleries. You can leave a prayer request to be held by our ministers and lay ministers throughout the week. One concern we hold, once again, our beloved member, Julie Grice, this morning. Julie, I'm happy to report, is back at home after a couple pretty long stints in the hospital. Julie is recovering. She appreciates calls and visits, and we continue to hold her in our thoughts and in our prayers. Will you join me now in prayer? Spirit of life and of love, God of many names and no name, hear our prayers this day. We come in this season of gratitude and thanks for all the many blessings of our lives, for loved ones with us this day, for those who have come before us, their presence guiding us still along our way, for all the lessons, all the stories that help us to remember, that help us continue to live out those blessings in our day-to-day living. On this day, we give special thanks for this community that calls us together and that calls each of us into relationship with something larger. This community that offers us, well, community. In this good company, may we know abundance and may we live into and give out of that abundance. As we have been blessed, may we find our way to blessing the world, each of us in our own unique and wonderful way. Each of us and all of us, may we find our way to thanksgiving on this day and every day. Blessed be, and amen. Let's take a moment now to be together in silence. Let us rise in body and in spirit and sing together our doxology, Spirit of Life.
I don't know what it sounds like online, but we have been awash in transcendence. And so I hope that made it through to all of you, and we are so glad that you are with us. When time is short and someone asks about what it means to be a Unitarian Universalist, some people go to this shortcut. Being a Unitarian Universalist means you can believe whatever you want. Now, there's a degree of truth to that answer in that, unlike other religious traditions that impose a particular creed, doctrine, or dogma, we allow for room for a wide-ranging beliefs in our midst. However, it isn't the right frame for Unitarian Universalism. We are a religion grounded in practice rather than one grounded in a primary belief or a set of theological beliefs. And the name of that practice is love. Bell Hooks, the well-known Black Buddhist Christian scholar of theology, race, gender, and class, wrote, "The word love is most often defined as a noun, yet all the more astute theorists of love acknowledge that we would all be better off if we used love as a verb." An ethic and a practice of love provides the frame for our faith. Or to use the weaving language that we're playing with this year, love is the loom of our liberal religion. The loom provides the frame for a tapestry, and it is the space in which to dream, to believe, to act, to create. The loom also contains borders, and some activities or beliefs fall outside of those borders. A belief that some people have less worth falls outside of those boundaries, and so do the actions and creations that might ensue. In the covenant we hold between our congregations throughout the wider UU Association, the following is named. We draw from our heritages of freedom, reason, hope, and courage, building on the foundation of love. Love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. And by the way, I'll insert some amusement that we went from 8 principles in the wider association, we still have those in many of our congregations, to something that was supposed to be shorter and easier to remember, and that's just about love. But we are inspired by that document and moving through it together. The loom of love gives both support and holds each one of us up, and it provides the creative tension on which we weave our lives. When people speak of religion and try to explain what it is that they're searching for, it is often something to guide them in these times of uncertainty. And they often speak of what is ultimate, what draws us outside of ourselves and connects us to something greater than any one of us, and yet present in each one of us. For some, that notion invokes the word God with an uppercase or a lowercase letter, if you prefer, who has many names in many languages beyond the simple, complex 3-letter word of God. And for centuries, Unitarian Universalists have named God, lower g, as love, capital L, and love as God. Beyond the foundational loom, the warp also adds the tension. This is the set of strings that are placed vertically. We could even think of them as threads that are drawn from love and towards love, the ones that pull us all towards what is ultimate. For Unitarian Universalists, these threads are the 8 principles, beginning with the inherent worth and dignity of every person, and the 8th principle, which beckons us all to be builders of the beloved community. And those 6 shared values that radiate out from love: justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. Upon the loom and the warp rests the threads of the weft, which are those vertical threads. These are the threads of many colors, materials, and thicknesses that are woven in designs manifesting patterns and shapes and structure, beauty, vividness, truth, and more. We can all theoretically become weavers. How many true weavers in this room are there? A couple. Yay for the weavers, because this gets to the second part of that sentence. But only some take the time to weave. Or we can all imagine offering unconditional love to the world, but only some take the time to practice an ethic of love IRL, in real life, in the real world, under real world conditions, which test our abilities and provide us with partners with whom we can act and react, imagine, and co-create. How well do you do at embodying an ethic of love during rush hour? As James Luther Adams, the well-regarded theologian of the last century, would tell us, religion is never just about ultimacy. It is about intimacy, about how we make love visible in our lives, about how we act on the principle of the inherent worth and dignity of every person, or the interdependent web of all existence, our seventh principle. It is one thing to hold a perfect ideal, and it is quite another to nurture that ideal into the goodness of existence. The weft can be thought of as love made manifest in the actions and interactions between and among people in our community, in the interactions and actions between our congregation and the wider community of Portland and its environs, and the places and spaces online that we touch, and in the interactions and actions between us and the part of the earth in which we live and move and have our being. The Reverend Nancy MacDonald Ladd, one of our modern-day theologians, wrote, "To Adams, the liberal church was not an expression of individual truths discovered in the sanctuary of one's own heart, but a profound and often demanding expression of the community-forming power that is God's self." We gather each Sunday and throughout the week as a community of practice where we grow in our capacity to weave our lives on the loom of love. So what does that look like? And here are but a few examples. It looks like greeting your neighbor, the one who hesitated to visit today, the one who has just moved here from Texas because their family is not fully welcome to be who they are, sitting next to you wondering, will you welcome me? It looks like mentoring our children and being mentored by them in coffee hour, in classrooms, and here in our sanctuary. Do you hear the lessons from the children this morning? Food makes community. It looks like joining our voices in a chorus of song that brings more beauty to life in a world filled with cruelty these days. Thank you. Thank you. It looks like joining in dissent and protest when our immigrant neighbors are being snatched and threatened. By the way, we have been asked to host the first in a series of interfaith vigils outside of the ICE facility on December 3rd at 2 p.m. for 45 minutes to shine a light on this time of uncertainty and fear. Will you show up with me in front of the ICE facilities? I hope so. We've been asked to go first in part because they felt that we would show up. Unitarian Universalists are known for showing up en masse, and because they thought we could handle experimentation, making mistakes, and learning from it. That's a great reputation. And that's going to continue happening throughout this year. They're planned all the way through March, and so it's about neighbors showing up for neighbors, and we're only the first, but we'll be joining other interfaith witnesses and joining members of the community throughout the year. Look for more information. What else it looks like? Making love visible on the loom of love. It looks like forging friendships and relationships here as we engage in volunteer work and the building up of our church into a community that is spiritually alive, radically inclusive, and justice-centered. And when you work and worship and play with human beings, ordinary, flawed human beings, which we all show up as, conflict will naturally arise. So it means learning how to listen and understand and say we're sorry and to do better next time. And make use of our new right relations team when we aren't able to figure out how to do that without some help. It means showing up with the threads of love again and again, ready to weave wholeness and reckoning with the ways that we have fallen short of love with a capital L and mending the parts where our fabric has been torn or even rent asunder. It means giving fully of ourselves and growing the circle wider so others can be more fully themselves here, embodying our eighth principle and widening the circle of who is included in our loom. Yes, a loom can be a circle as well as the usual square or rectangle. Sometimes all of these possibilities and others begins with a simple action that shifts everything, that maybe pulls out a thread or an action that didn't quite fit that tapestry and weaves a new action into our midst. Dr. Bell Hooks has been a speaker at a couple of Unitarian Universalist conferences, and here is a story about a simple, profound shift that she taught us that happened at an international women's convocation with Unitarian Universalists present from all over the world, as told by the Reverend Natalie Fenimore in the book, Love at the Center. She writes, I heard a revealing story. When a woman came to sit at a lunch table where Dr. Hooks was sitting at a table full of women, she was told that she could not sit at the one empty seat because it was being held for one of her other friends. Dr. Hooks said to her, Come, sit down. When her friend comes, we'll bring over another chair. She was manifesting the lessons of Black love, Natalie Fenimore writes. She was manifesting the lessons of creating the beloved community. Every time we arrive here together is a chance for us to practice and learn from one another what it means to grow in our never-ending tapestry of faith into a vision and a practice of building the beloved community in our daily lives with our daily moments. Driving home the point that none of us alone can manifest the ultimate we long to see in the world, except through intimate actions. This is what James Luther Adams said, in the end, by their groups you shall know them. Not only is our faith not about believing whatever you want, it isn't about being at home by yourself, having pure thoughts or a pure heart, without taking the risks of being vulnerable in community, of taking the risks to love one another and grow. We are not perfect. But here we aspire to all the goodness that we can manifest, and we aim to act on it day by day, month by month, year by year for 160 years, and our collective commitment to love. Oh, well, it shifts everything and has made all the difference. Amen, and may it be so, and blessed be all my weavers. and now in our going. May the light of love bless us and keep us. May it shine down upon us. May it be gracious unto all of us. And may it fashion all of us into a people who embody love in our wake in that blue boat. For this is the day that you and I are given. Let us rejoice in it and be glad. Go in peace. Practice love. Once more, practice love. Amen.